The Great Motivation Scam of 2025. The self-help industry profits massively from selling you the biggest lie in human history. That motivation is the key to success. They've convinced millions of people that feeling pumped is a prerequisite for progress, that you need to be excited to execute, that passion precedes performance. It's complete garbage, and I can prove it with a story about two women who approach their 2025 goals in completely different ways. Sarah bought every productivity planner on Amazon. Her Instagram stories looked like a motivational Pinterest board come to life. She had color-coded calendars, affirmation sticky notes, and a morning routine that required more props than a Broadway show. Every Sunday night, she'd film herself setting weekly intentions while surrounded by crystals and essential oils. Her goal-setting ritual was pure performance art. She'd light candles, play meditation music, and spend 2 hours crafting the perfect vision board. When Monday morning arrived, she'd wake up at 5 a.m. feeling like a productivity goddess, ready to conquer the world with her perfectly planned schedule. Emma's approach looked pathetic in comparison. No vision boards, no fancy planners, no Instagram documentation. She wrote her goals on a crumpled piece of paper she kept in her jeans pocket. While Sarah was busy creating motivational TikToks about her transformation journey, Emma was quietly doing push-ups in her living room at 6:30 a.m. She didn't feel like doing them most days. Her motivation was somewhere between non-existent and actively hostile. But she did them anyway, the same boring 20 push-ups, followed by the same boring 10-minute walk around her neighborhood. No fanfare, no social media posts, just consistent action that looked completely unremarkable to anyone watching. 3 months later, Sarah's elaborate system had collapsed like a house of cards in a hurricane. The vision boards gathered dust, the planners remained empty after January 15th, and her morning routine had devolved into hitting snooze until panic forced her out of bed. She'd restart every Monday with renewed enthusiasm, only to crash by Wednesday when reality reminded her that discipline requires showing up when you don't want to. Meanwhile, Emma had quietly transformed her entire life through boring consistency. She wasn't posting about her journey because there was nothing Instagram-worthy about doing the same small actions every single day. But those push-ups had become 60, those walks had become runs, and her crumpled piece of paper was covered in check marks. Here's the uncomfortable truth that the motivation industrial complex doesn't want you to know. Motivation is exactly like your phone battery. It's fully charged when you don't need it and completely dead the moment you need it most. You wake up Monday morning ready to change your life, motivation at 100%. By Tuesday afternoon, you're at 60%. Wednesday morning drops you to 30%. By Thursday, you're running on fumes, and Friday delivers the killing blow when your coworker brings donuts and your motivation flatlines completely. Motivation is that friend who gets super excited about your plans when the weather's perfect, but suddenly remembers they have other commitments when it starts raining. It shows up when you're already winning and disappears when you actually need support. It's enthusiastic about your workout plans until your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. It loves your healthy eating goals until someone suggests pizza. It's invested in your side hustle until Netflix releases a new series. Motivation is fundamentally unreliable because it's an emotion, and emotions are about as stable as a teenager's mood during a full moon. Studies find that motivational strategies fail more often than identity-based, discipline-first approaches. The motivation-dependent group showed initial bursts of activity followed by dramatic drop-offs within weeks. They'd restart their goals multiple times before giving up entirely. The discipline-focused group showed steady, consistent progress with minimal emotional fluctuation throughout their goal pursuit period. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes. The billion-dollar motivation industry has convinced you that you need to feel a certain way before you can act a certain way. They've sold you the idea that successful people wake up excited about hard work, that they feel motivated to do difficult things. That passion is the prerequisite for progress. This is backwards thinking that keeps you trapped in an endless cycle of waiting for the right feeling to strike before you take action. Motivation is like a sugar rush for your ambitions. It hits hard and fast, flooding your system with energy and excitement. You feel invincible, unstoppable, ready to tackle anything. You make elaborate plans, set ambitious deadlines, and convince yourself this time will be different because the feeling is so intense. But just like that candy bar that gave you a temporary high, motivation crashes spectacularly. The energy disappears, the excitement fades, and you're left feeling worse than before because now you're dealing with the motivation hangover on top of your original challenges. The secret that actually successful people figured out years ago is that discipline doesn't require feeling good. Discipline shows up when you feel terrible, when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're overwhelmed, when you're completely unmotivated. Discipline is motivation's reliable older sibling who pays the bills while motivation is out partying and making promises it can't keep. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your energy level, or whether Mercury is in retrograde. It just shows up and does the work. This is why Emma succeeded where Sarah failed. Sarah was waiting for the right feeling to drive the right action. Emma understood that the right action creates the right feeling. Sarah needed to feel motivated to work out. Emma worked out until she felt motivated. Sarah required enthusiasm before she could start. Emma started and let enthusiasm catch up later. Sarah was a victim of her emotions. Emma was the boss of her actions. The uncomfortable truth is that you'll never feel like doing the hard things that create the life you want. Your brain is wired to resist discomfort, avoid effort, and seek the path of least resistance. Waiting for motivation to strike is like waiting for lightning to charge your phone. It might happen occasionally, but it's not a sustainable strategy for powering your life. Discipline, on the other hand, is like having a reliable electrical grid. It's not exciting, it's not glamorous, but it keeps the lights on every single day. But why does your brain fight you so hard on this? Why does scrolling through TikTok feel effortless, while opening a book feels like lifting weights? The answer lies in understanding what's actually happening inside your head when you try to do hard things. Your brain is basically a lazy toddler. Your brain is basically a 3-year-old wearing a business suit, and it's running your entire life. This isn't some motivational metaphor, it's actual neuroscience. Our brains are wired to prioritize instant gratification, making comfort more tempting than the effort required for meaningful goals. The same neural wiring that helped our ancestors survive is now sabotaging your attempts to read self-improvement books instead of watching TikTok compilations. Your brain operates exactly like a toddler who wants cookies for breakfast, ice cream for lunch, and to stay up past bedtime every single night. It throws spectacular tantrums when you deny it immediate pleasures. Try to start a morning routine and your brain will negotiate like a tiny terrorist. But we're so tired, just 5 more minutes. We'll definitely start tomorrow when we feel better. Try to eat healthy and it screams, but pizza tastes good now. Vegetables are boring, life is short. Try to exercise and it pulls out the big guns. We might get hurt, our back feels weird. Everyone at the gym will judge us. This is called the effort tax, and your brain charges you emotional currency for every hard task you attempt. Easy activities like watching Netflix or scrolling social media have 0 effort tax. Your brain practically throws a parade when you choose these options. But difficult activities like writing, exercising, or learning new skills come with a massive emotional toll. Your brain makes you pay upfront in discomfort, resistance, and mental fatigue before you even start. It's like having a lazy roommate who charges you rent for using your own kitchen. The neuroscience reveals just how rigged this system really is. Scientists found that our brains release more dopamine anticipating social media notifications than actually receiving them. We're literally addicted to the possibility of distraction. People check their phones so often that our brains treat each glance like a tiny reward. Compare that to reading a book, which provides delayed rewards that your brain can't immediately measure or appreciate. Your brain evaluates this and concludes that phone checking is clearly the superior survival strategy. But here's where it gets really twisted. The same brain that makes scrolling feel effortless will convince you that opening a book requires superhuman willpower. It's not that reading is actually harder, it's that your brain has been hijacked by technology designed to exploit every weakness in your ancient reward system. TikTok algorithms are basically digital drug dealers who studied your brain's instruction manual and designed the perfect product to keep you hooked. Your brain negotiates with you like the world's worst used car salesman. It starts reasonable. Maybe we should just check our phone for 5 minutes before we start that important project. When you agree, it pushes further. Actually, we should probably clear our inbox first so we can focus better. Before you know it, you've spent 2 hours researching random topics and your brain is suggesting, well, we've already wasted most of the day. Let's just start fresh tomorrow with a clean slate. This internal salesman has an endless supply of perfectly logical-sounding excuses. We're not creative in the afternoon, we should wait until morning when we're fresh. We can't start this project until we have the perfect workspace set up. We should probably do more research first so we don't waste time doing it wrong. Every excuse sounds reasonable in isolation, but they're all variations of the same song. Let's do anything except the hard thing we know we should be doing. The brain's comfort-seeking mechanism runs so deep that it creates elaborate justifications for avoiding effort. It will convince you that you're being strategic when you're actually being lazy. It will frame procrastination as preparation and distraction as necessary breaks. Your brain is so committed to avoiding discomfort that it will make you uncomfortable with guilt and anxiety rather than just do the hard thing and get it over with. Understanding this isn't about beating yourself up for having a lazy brain. Everyone's brain works this way. The people who achieve their goals aren't blessed with superior brains that naturally crave hard work. They simply learn to recognize when their toddler brain is having a tantrum and develop strategies to work around it instead of waiting for it to cooperate. The first step to outsmarting your lazy toddler brain is accepting that it will never voluntarily choose the hard path. It will always prefer comfort over growth, easy over effective, immediate over important. This isn't a character flaw, it's a feature that kept humans alive for millennia. But in 2025, this survival mechanism has become a success saboteur. Once you understand that your brain's resistance to hard tasks is automatic and predictable, you can plan around it instead of being surprised by it. You can expect the negotiations, the excuses, the sudden urgent need to reorganize your sock drawer when you're supposed to be working on important projects. You can prepare for your brain's tantrum instead of letting it derail your entire day. The people who consistently achieve difficult goals aren't smarter or more disciplined by nature. They just figured out that their brain is an unreliable narrator who will always vote for the path of least resistance. They learn to make decisions based on their long-term goals rather than their short-term feelings. They discovered that you can acknowledge your brain's complaints without obeying them. This recognition becomes your secret weapon. When you understand that your brain's laziness is a feature, not a bug, you stop taking its resistance personally and start treating it like weather, something you prepare for and work around, but not something that controls your schedule. But recognizing the problem is only half the battle. The real question becomes, if you can't trust your feelings and you can't rely on motivation, then what exactly should you trust when making decisions about your life? The Identity Hijack Method. The answer lies in understanding who you really are versus who you think you are. Most people believe they are their thoughts, their feelings, their dreams, their potential. But that's completely backwards. You are your actions, period. You are what you repeatedly do, not what you repeatedly think about doing. Most people wait to feel like the kind of person who goes to the gym before they start going to the gym. They wait to feel like a writer before they start writing. They wait to feel like an entrepreneur before they start building something. This is identity quicksand that keeps you stuck forever because feelings follow actions, not the other way around. You don't become confident and then start speaking up. You start speaking up and confidence develops. You don't become disciplined and then start doing hard things. You start doing hard things and discipline emerges. The entire self-help industry has sold you this backwards formula. They tell you to visualize being successful, to feel like you've already achieved your goals, to embody the energy of your future self. This is fantasy role-playing that makes you feel productive while keeping you completely stuck. Meanwhile, the people actually achieving things skipped the feeling phase entirely and went straight to the doing phase. They hijacked their current identity by acting like their future self before their current self was ready. This is what I call the Identity Hijack Method. Instead of waiting for your lazy, comfort-seeking, excuse-making current self to give permission, you let your disciplined future self take control of the decision-making process. Every time you face a choice, you ask one simple question: what would discipline me do right now? Not motivated me, not inspired me, not perfect me, but disciplined me. The version of you that shows up regardless of how you feel. This approach aligns with James Clear's research on identity-based habits, which shows that shifting identity through consistent actions is backed by studies in habit formation. When you repeatedly act in alignment with your desired identity, your brain literally rewires itself to support these new patterns of behavior. This question is more powerful than any motivational speech because it bypasses your emotions entirely and connects you directly to your values and long-term goals. When you're lying in bed hitting snooze, disciplined you gets up immediately. When you're staring at a pile of work you don't want to do, disciplined you starts with the hardest task first. When you're tempted to scroll through social media, disciplined you puts the phone in another room and opens a book instead. Picture this: there's a board meeting happening in your head every day, and currently lazy you is the CEO making all the major decisions. Lazy you calls the shots based on comfort, convenience, and instant gratification. But disciplined you has been sitting in that boardroom the whole time, watching lazy you make decision after decision that sabotages your future. Disciplined you knows exactly what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and how to get it done. The Identity Hijack Method is essentially a corporate takeover where disciplined you fires lazy you from the CEO position and takes control of the company. This isn't a hostile takeover that requires violence or drama. It's a quiet transition of power that happens one decision at a time. Every time you choose what disciplined you would do instead of what lazy you wants to do, you're transferring authority from your current self to your future self. Here's how this plays out in real life. You're supposed to work out, but you're tired and the couch looks incredibly appealing. Lazy you immediately starts the negotiation. We worked hard today, we deserve to relax. We'll definitely work out tomorrow when we have more energy. But instead of letting lazy you run the meeting, you ask, what would discipline me do right now? Disciplined you doesn't care about tired feelings or couch comfort. Disciplined you puts on workout clothes and starts moving, because that's what disciplined people do. These small identity shifts create massive behavioral changes because they change the lens through which you view every decision. Instead of asking, what do I feel like doing? You start asking, what would the person I want to become do in this situation? This question automatically elevates your decision-making from emotion-based to identity-based, which is infinitely more reliable and consistent. The magic happens when you realize that disciplined you isn't some future fantasy version that you might become someday. Disciplined you already exists and is available right now, this very moment, waiting to be activated. You don't need to feel disciplined to access disciplined you. You don't need to be motivated to let disciplined you make decisions. You just need to recognize that disciplined you is a real part of your identity that's been sitting on the bench waiting to get in the game. Every time you act from disciplined you instead of lazy you, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Do this enough times, and something remarkable happens. Acting disciplined stops feeling like you're pretending to be someone else and starts feeling like you're finally being yourself. The actions that once required tremendous willpower become automatic behaviors that flow naturally from your new identity. This is the core insight that changes everything. You don't become disciplined by feeling disciplined first. You become disciplined by acting disciplined repeatedly until acting disciplined becomes who you are. Identity follows action, not the other way around. You act your way into being the person you want to become instead of trying to think or feel your way there. The Identity Hijack Method works because it recognizes that disciplined you already has all the answers. Disciplined you knows exactly what to do in every situation. Disciplined you doesn't need motivation, inspiration, or perfect conditions. Disciplined you just needs permission to take control of the decision-making process. But here's the problem. Even when you know what disciplined you would do, there's still that split second where your brain tries to talk you out of it. That moment of hesitation where lazy you makes one last desperate attempt to stay in control. That's where most people lose the battle, and that's exactly where the next strategy becomes your secret weapon. The 5-4-3-2-1 brain bypass trick. The solution is Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, and it's exactly as simple as it sounds. 5-4-3-2-1. That's the entire technique that can override years of lazy programming and force your brain to do things it absolutely doesn't want to do. This sounds too simple to work, which is exactly why most people dismiss it and go back to waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. But this countdown isn't just random numbers. It's a psychological hack that short-circuits the exact moment your brain talks you out of taking action. Here's what really happens in those crucial seconds between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. You have an impulse maybe to get out of bed when your alarm goes off, maybe to start that project you've been avoiding, maybe to go for a run instead of watching Netflix. For exactly 5 seconds, your brain is neutral. It hasn't decided whether this is a good idea or a terrible idea. It's just processing the thought. But if you don't act within those 5 seconds, your brain's excuse-making machinery kicks into overdrive and starts generating perfectly logical reasons why you should do literally anything else. The moment you hesitate, your brain interprets that pause as a signal to start the negotiation process. Well, we could get up now, but we didn't sleep that well last night. Maybe we should get a little more rest so we can be more productive later. We could start that project, but we should probably check our email first to make sure nothing urgent came in. We could exercise, but it's kind of cloudy outside and we don't want to get caught in the rain. Every second you delay gives your brain more time to build a compelling case against action. This is why hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Hesitation is the pause that lets your brain remember how comfortable you are right now compared to how uncomfortable you'll be if you actually do the hard thing. Hesitation gives your brain time to calculate the effort required and compare it to the immediate pleasure of staying exactly where you are. Hesitation is your brain's way of buying time to talk you out of growth. Speed, on the other hand, is your secret weapon against your own excuses. When you count down from 5 and immediately take action, you're moving faster than your brain's excuse generator can keep up with. You're acting before your brain realizes what's happening and has time to file an official complaint. You're essentially sneaking past your own mental security system while it's distracted counting backwards. The neuroscience behind this is fascinating. Research shows that the 5-second rule disrupts your brain's resistance by occupying your working memory during the impulse to act. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and self-control, needs about 6 seconds to start generating excuses and rationalizations. The countdown distracts your brain's resistance long enough to take action, then immediately triggers movement before the excuse-making process can begin. Acting within 5 seconds of having an impulse to do something productive shuts off your brain's ability to formulate reasons why you shouldn't do it. The longer you delay, the more likely your brain is to generate excuses and delay action. By moving within that 5-second window, you prevent your mind from creating the elaborate justifications that normally keep you stuck. This ridiculously simple trick works better than complex motivation systems because it doesn't require you to feel differently. You don't need to generate enthusiasm, pump yourself up, or convince yourself that you want to do the hard thing. You just need to count backwards and move. The counting gives your brain something to focus on besides resistance, and the immediate action bypasses the entire motivation requirement altogether. Here's how this plays out in real-life scenarios. Your alarm goes off at 6 a.m., and every fiber of your being wants to stay in bed. Instead of lying there thinking about how tired you are, you immediately start counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and your feet hit the floor before your brain processes what just happened. You know you should start working on that important project, but you keep finding other things to do first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're opening the document before your brain can suggest checking social media instead. The countdown works for everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get off the couch and go to the gym. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to put down your phone and pick up a book. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to start that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to choose the healthy option instead of the easy option. The beauty is that it works regardless of what you're trying to do because it targets the universal moment of hesitation that stops all progress. You can use this countdown to wake up earlier, eat better, exercise consistently, work on creative projects, have tough conversations, make important phone calls, clean your living space, study for tests, or tackle any task that your brain automatically resists. The countdown doesn't discriminate. It works equally well for small daily habits and major life changes because the psychology of hesitation is identical regardless of the size of the action. The most powerful aspect of this technique is that it prevents your brain from sabotaging your goals before you even start pursuing them. Most people fail not because they can't do hard things, but because they think themselves out of doing hard things. They analyze, evaluate, consider, reconsider, and debate until the moment passes and the opportunity disappears. The countdown eliminates this entire process by forcing action before analysis. Acting before thinking isn't reckless when you're acting on things you already know you should do. You already know you should exercise regularly, eat healthier, work on important projects, have difficult conversations, and pursue your goals. The countdown doesn't make you act on random impulses. It makes you act on the good impulses you normally talk yourself out of. The transformation happens when you realize that you don't need permission from your feelings to take action on your goals. You don't need to feel motivated to work out, inspired to write, or confident to start something new. You just need to count backwards and move before your brain realizes what's happening. But here's where things get really interesting. There's actually a deeper game being played here that most people never recognize. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're making a deal that will cost you later. Flipping the pain-pleasure casino. The real problem is that your brain is running on outdated software that's sabotaging your future.